It was a bitch in the club twerking. Man, what's up with it, Sin City?
Whoa, whoa.
Goddamn. Those of y'all who didn't know, I'm the homie Lou Will. This my nigga Blueski Blue.
What
And
it
today,
do?
man, we got the homie Mayhem in the building, man. So you know, it's finna go over. We finna talk our shit. We finna, go down through there, man. I like to start out speaking on how my weekend went. I ain't did shit this weekend, man. I was goddamn me in the crib, too crib. It kept raining and shit, man. The fuck down.
Yeah, I knew you was out. I knew you was out of commission, man. I hit you a few times. I like, damn, that nigga shake it back for real. Ain't like Lil Will.
Yeah. I need some sleep anyway.
Yeah,
Then that tube got to going. When that tube going on nothing.
yeah, don't nothing move.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, I'm already knowing, goddamn. Nigga had a live ass Airbnb pool party Sunday night. That shit was live in the bitch.
Yeah. Oh yeah. What you hit me for?
Hell yeah, that was alright there. Goddamn
I
me.
sure wanted to step out to that bitch. I ain't stressing though.
Yeah,
You
no,
know,
we
King
running that
got
whole
it
back.
tomorrow.
We running that whole back.
I ain't missing another. This motherfucker getting yanked tomorrow.
Yeah.
On me.
For real, for real. Goddamn.
Mayhem.
What it do,
What's the
baby?
deal, man?
What you get into this weekend, bro?
Well, man, I had a lot of people come in town. Curtis Davis, he came into town, man. I spoke with him and T. Win. So Curtis Davis is a guy who wrote a book called Slave State, but this man is trying to change the 13th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution in Louisiana. So he's trying to get me in the mission to do that in the state of Texas. So I had a meeting with him this weekend, and then I had, I got my studio now. I got an internet radio station, Hip Hop Now, TV and news. You know what I'm saying? We got over 1 million followers.
Okay.
So I'm doing a lot of stuff, man. I just released my second book,
Yeah.
Black Excellence.
Oh yeah, I need that one.
So I've been
that one too. Cause that motherfucker that I fuck with that hoe, man.
the Black Maxwell.
Yeah,
Yeah, these non-fiction. These books ain't about no Maham the Mentor neither. These books are about other people. This
Actual
ain't
factual.
yeah. This is non-fiction. I don't write about myself, but this is real events that like kind of they don't teach us in schools and stuff, man. So I just feel like we need to be passing this information down. But why not better than somebody from like us that grew up in these streets? You know what I'm saying? Instead of listening to somebody
It'll
else.
be received better.
They teaching us all them whole ass lies in school.
Nah, for real, motherfucking manifest destiny. That's like the biggest lie that they taught outside of slavery. It's just like a bunch of bullshit. Like other than them teaching us how to, what I'm saying, start our own business, how to go get an LLC, credit, loans, you know what I'm saying, shit like that. They
Maintain that financial stability, man.
Yeah, how to maintain financial stability.
That's what I try to
do with money. They ain't gonna tell motherfuckers say hard work pays off, and then they got wealth that's passed down generation to generation.
That's what I was kind of explaining to my girl. I was like, man, sometimes you feel me, and it's very common for white people to have chairmen of trust in their family, and that means that most white families got a trust and a chairman that somebody is assigned to issue out money randomly if needed be, and it's all a write-up. They don't even have to pay some of the money back. These trusts be hundreds of millions of dollars, and this is what I call unearned benefits. There's a lot of white people who don't even understand that they get so much unearned benefits. Yeah. You feel me? You either get the job or you get the promotion, you know what I'm saying, or you get the raise faster, or you get this assumed innocence, while a black person is always assumed guilty. So it's a lot of stuff that they don't. It's normal for them, so they don't ever even understand that this is really something that's a privilege. Yeah. Everybody doesn't get that raise and promotion, and even though you don't qualify, but it's unearned benefits.
Yeah, they don't qualify eyes if they granddaddy play golf with their boss.
Yeah, it is.
Man, but do you think and this is just me playing devil's advocate in a way, shit. Do you think, like, of course, a lot of this shit going on now, but it's a lot of, cause I got wife partners and shit, and they like my age, you know what I'm saying, and they more so, like, I guess I ain't gonna say on our side, but rock with the culture, rock with us, you know what I'm saying, and it be their great grandfathers and their grandfathers and probably their own father. They're stuck on that bullshit. You know what I mean?
That's called social engineering.
Yeah.
Right? That's something that's planned. And when I started doing the research in these books, I never knew how much effect that white supremacy had on this book, right? And how much this shit plays a factor. But all people can, anybody can be manipulated. Mm-hmm. You feel me? Joining the Ku Klux Klan is almost like joining the Crips and Bloods. It's kind of like the same thing because it's a terroristic group. The first terroristic group that you had, I didn't say the first. Let me correct this because I don't want nobody to say, hey, that's not the first. We had several white supremacist groups, the Red Shirts, several of them. Right, Ku Klux Klan was one of many, but these were terroristic groups that went around terrorizing people. But the purpose of the Ku Klux Klan was to stop you from voting. That was the overall purpose. A lot of these riots happened because we were trying to vote, or because the voting right was coming into effect. Very few of it was behind Tulsa, Oklahoma, jealousy. Mm-hmm. Most of it was behind just having the audacity to vote. Right. So, but as I studied this, I realized we can't condemn anybody. And another stuff that this history doesn't teach us. History doesn't teach us how much black people participated in slavery.
Oh yeah, that's a big part of it.
Yeah, how much we bought and sold our own people.
Man, I googled my name, Philip Dubriel, Philip Kevin Dubriel, and guess what came up?
Yes, a Frenchman.
African American Confederate War veteran.
Oh damn. Sounds about right. Sounds about right. I mean, I won't put shit.
Say African American Confederate War veteran. Philip Dubriel Oliver was the person name because back in the day you had free people of color, but my family was a Creole family, right? For the Matoir family of Cane River. So Creole people are the second most oldest multicultural race of people on this planet besides Indians. Creole people predate America and Mexico. They started in like 1740s, right? America didn't start to 1776. And how they started is in Spain. And this is when Louisiana territory was occupied by Spain.
Right.
And then
Yeah.
and then when
The
France,
Spaniards.
yeah, and then when Napoleon took it over,
Louisiana Purchase.
yeah. But when France took it over and Napoleon ruled it, Creole people were a protected class of people, and that's where the name Creole even exists. And Creole means crayon, and crayon means color. So Creole were free people of color. So it was like a protected thing. So Creole people never had a problem with identifying as African or European because it was already understood in French colonial days that was cool. But when Napoleon sold the Louisiana territory to Thomas Jefferson, that's when all that Creole stuff ended, and Creole people were then identified as black people, and then therefore that's where you get some of the resentment that you see our Creole ancestors have against, well, we ain't African and we ain't white, but we ain't, you know what I'm saying? Because back in the day, they did know they was that. It was all, you know what I'm saying, their grandmother was that. So they always knew it, but when that time period came up, this is like after the 1800s, this is when Creole people lost all of their fortunes and all this because they had wealth in slavery. This is in Louisiana. Matter of fact, Louisiana has a thing called colored plantations where they got all these plantations. They were all owned by black people. And I found out, you know what the main difference between a colored plantation and a white people plantation? In white people plantation, slaves slept in slave quarters. On a colored plantation, the slaves were able to go out there and build their own house and have their own family and just come out here and do the work when it's done. So that's why I'm like, well, how was my family even participating in this in here? But the more I read about it, the more I understood. And then even they served in the Confederate Army, right? And I'm thinking, how can they even do that? Because these white people were so racist, right? But you know how they did it? They was officers in the military, but they was able to travel with their slaves. But their slaves was very loyal to them because they were more like family instead of just some slaves that he abused. He really lived and to eat those guys because they're really his family. So a lot of my ancestors came out of slavery and then went right into owning slavery because that was American way. But they don't teach this in American history.
Damn.
It's a lot of information.
Drop some jewels. Drop some jewels in there.
That damn police was created to catch slaves. They don't teach us that in school.
Oh yeah, the first police officers were
Yeah.
called slave catchers.
Slave
So
catchers.
a person tells me something about, man, you know, why you keep talking about black history? And I said, me talking about black history, I did not write it. I don't do what I do to make people feel comfortable. I do what I do to tell the truth. I said, you're not comfortable with me talking about white history, but you're comfortable with unearned benefits, right? A lot of white people, like I say, they don't want to acknowledge us and say so. My main objective is to show white people how valuable black people really are to them. And don't never forget that. And what I mean by that is that this country, for those white people, European white people, started in 1619. But that in 1619 wasn't the first time that they came over here. They came over here in 1617. And matter of fact, they came over in 1618. Both of those times they failed because they did not have any Africans with them. African people are able to endure extreme adversity. They can deal in the heat, swamps, and all this old bullshit. So these people went out to Jamestown, Virginia, which was swampland. So these white people couldn't even live and survive in this type of environment. They was dying, right? But until they got the slaves that helped them endure this environment and helped them push forth, that's how they survived in Jamestown, Virginia. And so the story is that without black labor, American land has no value. And the Industrial Revolution did not start until 1920. So everything before 1920 was agriculture. So therefore, white people cannot even work the field. So without black people, there is no value in American land. No, see, here's again, see, when I hear that, people say, yeah, the Mexicans are doing good. I say, you notice the Mexicans waited till slavery was over to come over here.
Yeah.
Huh? Y'all, you hear that?
But see, that's kind of
The way they waited till slavery was over to come over here.
I see that.
So I'm not saying that I'm just saying so before you get to talk about how great of workers they are, they was smart enough to say it's not time to run across the border yet.
But see, really, what's the border?
They know what the border was.
Nah,
They know what the border was.
Texas was Mexico.
Right.
Texas, New Mexico,
California,
California,
Nevada, all that.
All that shit was Mexican property. So you know who's to say where the border was?
Well, I mean, everything.
From over here.
See, that's what I'm saying. See, that's what I'm saying. Everything was, but was it really black people's land? See, because as you start realizing history, you start understanding, man, without black people, none of this would be possible. Why do I say that? Because black people occupied Spain for 700 years, from 711 to 1492. Moors ruled Spain, Portugal, and part of Italy, influence-wise, right? And for 700 years, they ruled with absolute might. They built Spain up to be the epicenter of the world. Spain was the #1 country. It ain't got nothing to do with your Europeans didn't have nothing to do with that. That was black people did that. And then the Christian crusade came out and liberated these white people from Spain. This happened in 1492. Christopher Columbus set sail. Who you think set Christopher Columbus?
Niggas.
Spain. Who you think educated him? Who you think taught him? He didn't discover. It revealed what he already knew from the Moors, right? So when you talk about how important is Spain to America, well, who you think named America? Not only North America, but also South America. You feel me? And there's so many things that we really just don't know. Like there's really no such thing as a Hispanic or a Latino. Those are mulattoes. And what I mean by that is Spain was occupied by Moors and Europeans. So for over 700 calendar years, they produced a mulatto child. Now we call them Hispanic. And in the cleansing of Europe, they kicked out the Africans and they shipped these Spaniards to South America. That's why South America and Mexico speak Spanish. All of them Puerto Rican, Cuban, all of them speak Spanish. But they really don't want to identify as being black because again, white supremacy has a disdain for the color of your skin. The more black you are, the more white you are, whatever that is. Yeah. But anyway, so this is what I'm learning as I'm reading history, and I say, wow. So this is where all the slavery comes from because when American history starts talking about, they talk about the transatlantic trade, where we just come over from the slave Africa. They don't talk about it. They clearly say the Spaniards and the Dutch ships are the ones that are transporting the slaves. But they don't tell you that the Spaniards or the Dutch had just been enslaved for 700 years by black people. They don't mention that at all, do they? Huh? Did you see that part in there? You didn't see that part in there, right? Yeah, you didn't see. Yeah, that's a very crucial part, don't it? Because people, then you question yourself and you say, damn, how can people do such a sick and evil thing? What would cause somebody to do another person like this? Well, allow me to explain. 700 years of captivity. And see, the Moors' slavery wasn't identical to what you see today, right? Because a Moor was Muslim, so they believed in Islamic faith. And to be a Muslim means to be a slave of Allah. And in Islam customs, it's not a bad thing to be a slave. It's really an honor or a privilege to be a slave. So they have a whole different interpretation of what slave meant. But as they did what they did it in Spain, they did it in Portugal, and they did it in Italy. And Italy is next to Rome, and the Roman Catholic Church is right there. So, and all that is Islam. So when Islam had that much influence on it, and then he really saw that they were really enslaving and keeping, this is where racism it was created from, right here. And what this means is white people were only allowed to do so much. White people were only allowed to be a domestic servant for a Moor. You was only allowed to work inside. All the architects, all those great architects and spectacles that you see in Spain, black people built that. White people didn't build none of that. They was only allowed. This is where white people learned how to bathe, right? It's in Spain by Moors taught them. Moors brought irrigation, sanitation, architect, education to Spain in 711. Way before America was even thought about. They had slavery going on, had these white people. Get them! I said stand in the corner. Yeah, they was over there. And for 700, how long we was enslaved? 200 years? Imagine being enslaved 700 calendar years. They was enslaved, getting beat all. They're part of the game to Muslims. If it wasn't for physical warfare, they might still be enslaved today. You see what I'm saying? But nobody talks about this. Why? Because guess what? And even right now, listen to this. Check this out. If you Google, when were white people enslaved by black people, you won't see nothing. Nothing pops up. But if you look up, you say, when were Spaniards enslaved by the Moors? A ton of information pops up. What do you think black people were identified before America existed? What they call you? Think they called you a black person? They called you a Moor. Called you a Moor. We were known as Moors all across the planet. See what I'm saying? So you have to ask the question, when the Moors ruled. And even right now, when you start looking at these videos, watch the videos. They'll show you everything. They'll show you what a donkey looked like. They'll show you what a building looked like. They'll show you what the flowers look like, but they won't show you what a Moor looked like. When you watch the video right now, they'll go back to history. There are all these videos they produce. Unless a black person produces it.
Yeah, I was finna say, I seen the documentary with they had Moors on there, and they showed pictures and shit of them.
Right, but they not in the documentaries I'm talking about when they were in ruling.
Oh
yeah. See, they got videos where you can look at video and you see the Moors. You got videos where you see the Pope kissing the Moors' feet. Yeah. You seen that? And you can't question like, why would he do that?
Yeah.
What the hell is going on with this? So that's a lot of history, but you know, if you knew better, you do better. The more you know, the less you can't be manipulated by anybody, even me. That's why I say we all need to be on the A game. So when we're moving in a positive direction, man, we all sharp and we all can move. You know what I'm saying? This is how we supposed to be. This is how the human being was designed. We weren't designed to be by ourselves. We designed to fellowship and have a team of people. You feel me?
I know one thing I haven't just done much research on that I want to though was what was our religion before America?
Well, we were Christians. We were Kermanites, not Christian, but Kermanites. If you really want to be technical, we were Kermanites. Kermanites, what Egypt used to be called. Kermanite is the very first Jesus. So people always want to say, what is it all about? And this is, if you really want to know what it's all about, I would say read the book of Enoch. If you ever get a chance to read that book, you feel me? Because this is what talk about.
Try to put me on that.
Yeah, it's a lot of.
I never took heed. I was on some Think and Grow Rich.
Yeah, and nothing wrong with because people say, listen, out of all the stuff I know, out of all the Illuminati, out of all the secret societies and the conspiracy theories, out of all the religion, I done read the Bible 4 times. I read the Quran twice. I read the Torah once. I used to read this. I read so much. So now that I want to help kids stay focused, I have to be very selective about what I teach because I can't bombard them with so much information at one time because I'll fuck a kid head up, right? Because you feel me? So I always try to keep it very simple and say the most important thing that we need to be teaching our kids, right? When you talk about when you reading entrepreneurship books, right? So that's one of the biggest things I teach, right? So as you right now are a brand, right? Because you're an artist, you're a rapper, you're a legendary person, and you're a brand, right? So what's the most important thing that you have to do in overall? Well, as a business, what's something that you try to do? What's the most important thing you think you need to do as a business? Not as an artist, but as the business.
As a business, the most important thing I need to do is brand.
So I would agree. But here's how you brand. Maintain good character, right? Your character is going to be the overall round what make people say, man, that's why I fuck with this nigga, man, because he maintains his character, right? He don't do no dumb shit. He ain't disrespectful. He got mannerism. He respects his mom. He do his kids. He live his life. He mind his business. He stay in his lane. He do his own thing. He ain't out here. I like his character. But his character for anybody, it's always going to be your character. It's going to be the most important thing that make people want to fuck with you. Yeah. Your character's fucked up. Like I said, I didn't become the #1 guy on Cofield because I was the biggest or the strongest. You feel me? I just had the best character. And everybody kind of fucked with me. I could deal with everybody. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knew. Straight lace, no chasing. That got me. Because other than that, hey, man, it's cutthroat world around here. Yeah. You can't gorilla nobody around here. You feel me? So, but that's what I kind of started developing by reading those books. Because at the end of the day, the smarter you get, the more you start realizing what you do read plays a big effect on how you think and act.
Yeah.
So by you reading those books, you really prepared yourself to come out here and get that bag.
Yeah.
That's what I was reading. Matter of fact, I would tell the nigga, man, if you wasn't on that type of shit, I wouldn't even talk to you because I was already focused on, man, we're going backwards in here, bro. So read something that's gonna put you in the goddamn right. So I had all, you was on the A game. That's the A game shit.
Yeah. I mean, why do you feel us as a people do those type of things? We wait till we got that time and we in that type of situation to actually want to seek for different knowledge.
It's not really we try to do that. It's
really
a big part of social engineering. That's why I say, do you know what social engineering is?
Yes.
Hey, you be reading this up. So when we start talking about, but when we were young enough, we weren't young enough to understand it when it was happening to us, right?
Yes.
Just like the latest trend right now, right? With this homosexuality, right? So people say, well, why you say that? I say, well, homosexuality is something that is social being engineered. It started since 1974. Henry Kissinger, population control, when they said, well, the population is increasing so much rapidly, we're going to come up with ways to combat, strategize this problem. And so they said this shit, but almost nobody know what they were going to do. And also they were going to promote it to kind of take away the lackluster of people trying to promote black rights. Because as long as you're pushing homosexual rights, you're also controlling the population and you're taking the narrative off the black rights. Right. So this is something that they did. But also, what was before that? Destroy the black man character. How? Create gangster rap. Promote gangsterism. Put it in the movies, crazy rap, and that's what we fell into. I embraced that full-fledged stupid shit. Why? And it was perverted, just as perverted as being homosexual. If you can't have a child with a person, it's pretty much perverted. It's something we should be sustained for. It's not something that we do. It's something that your grandmother, your grandmother, and your grandfather wouldn't suggest it to you. You feel me? And it's pretty simple. It's nothing. You know what I'm saying? But through social media and through the government agency has gave you the audacity to question what your grandparents and great-grandparents have already told you from the beginning what you were doing. But now you want to question them because of A, B, and C, not even understanding that this was all premeditated and done. But if more people realize that there was a plan that they were going to do this and they were going to put it on social media, they were going to put it on the Wendy Williams show, they were going to put it on The View, they were going to put it on prime time television. Every time you see it, every time you think you're going to see a black person, he's going to be a little sweet. Because, again, it's part of demasculizing or showing the world that black people are not civilized. And then homosexuals are running full-fledged. They're embracing it just like we embrace gangbanging. Yeah, cuz. This how I am. This how I am. Just from the heart. I'm real. Nigga, you tripping, bro. But these people dying behind that, and they believe it so much. So you can't tell me that you can't fall and embrace something stupid. That's why I say, it's hard for me to condemn a racist Ku Klux Klan because it's like I tell somebody, you almost have to have under a 9th grade education to be a real gangbanger or a homosexual. Nobody makes these decisions when they grown. These decisions are made by children. You feel me? So it's kind of like, do we help them? And again, when somebody tells you that it's wrong, do you think the person who's telling you that it's wrong is saying it out of hate or are they telling you out of love? You see what I'm saying? And that's what I'm talking about, accountability. The most important thing your family does is accountability. Accountability cannot work without love, right? So when somebody tries to correct you and tell you the right from wrong, and they're doing it out of love because this person is your mother or your father. So they told you out of love, but you rejected it because of whatever personal reason you had. So this is something, but as a culture, because again, it takes a village to raise a child. We can't raise, if you around a whole bunch of good people, it's easy for your children to transcend into good people. But you think you the only good person around your child, and as soon as you leave, everybody else is snakes. How you think your child is going to grow up? You see what I'm saying? You see how difficult it would be? We are human beings, right? Just like T.I.'s son, right now. You see this? T.I.'s son, perfect example. I just seen a woman post right now. She said this. She said, T.I.'s son is a perfect example that even though you can grow up in both parent households, so stop blaming single parents, stop blaming single mothers for children going to prison. I said, wait a minute. Don't use this one incident. Don't use this one incident of this person who Tiny and T.I. are probably not going to be, I'm not going to say they're absent parents, but these parents are probably gone 90% of the time. These guys weren't full-fledged professional parents. They were professional entertainers. They traveled, they're busy. They provided for their children. They didn't spend time. They couldn't. They were occupied doing A, B, and C. So for you to sit here and be like, they had a mom and dad, that's bullshit. They didn't have a regular mom and dad. Both parents were extremely famous. They grew up on TV. One of them had their own TV show by herself, and he had his own TV show, and he wasn't flipping the flying. And y'all kids really was barely in half the shows. But every time we seen you, you was in a closet or with a babysitter. But either way, it's not okay. So stop trying to compare these extraordinary situations with an ordinary situation. Most parents who grew up in a two-parent household have a better chance at staying out of prison. Stop fucking trying to make it rocket. Yeah. Oh, well, he had two parents. It doesn't even matter. Yeah, it does matter. Shut the fuck up. The fuck? Why would you say? But people, it's so many people that want to manipulate and try to make something, be smarter. And it's like, come on, bro, just keep it. I'm a special ed student, bro. I graduated college with honors 3 times. Right? So I can be smart, stupid. I'm qualified to call somebody stupid and say, that's some pretty stupid shit. Yeah, I can. I was around all that type of shit. And I'm also qualified to say I can learn and understand at the highest level. I got a master's degree from Baylor University for business. Right? So I went from horticulture to computer science to business. You feel me? Only because I just wanted, really I did it because somebody told me I couldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? That's really why I did it. But the bottom line is that it's worth it. And at the end of the day, intellectual knowledge gives you your true value. Right? That's who you really are. Because at the end of the day, I can take everything away from you. You already know how to go get it back.
You damn right.
That's the intellectual knowledge.
So do you think COVID was a plot for
population control?
Population control?
Yeah. It's good. I said good. 85. COVID. This is the whole. Yeah. Everything about it says
population control.
Yeah.
Because it seemed like, however they designed it's basically, to me, it's like it's like the baby version of AIDS. Because
do you understand the evolution of this planet? You know how long the planet's been spinning?
I don't know how long.
Right. Somebody asked me, why am I a Christian? Right. Why are you a Christian? You know what I told them? What's today's date?
Oh shit. September the 6th.
What year?
Huh?
What year?
2022.
2022 years since what happened? Since Muhammad walked on the planet? Since Abraham walked on the planet? 2020 years, who changed time? See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The world has been spinning 4.5 billion years, right? Dinosaurs were alive 70 to 30 million years ago. Right? They lived for millions of years, right? They died 30 million years ago. We human beings have only been on this planet for 7 million years. Black people, right? White people have only been on the planet for 4,200 years. According to DNA, I ain't that damn smart. I'm dumbass. But they got plenty of DNA evidence. This is factual shit that they determine this bullshit from, right?
Yeah.
They can trace this shit back. You can Google this shit that I'm talking about, right? And you will find this is where we talk about carbon and the melanin in your skin. All this shit is important, right? But this is what I tell people, because this is what I want people to understand, the evolution. Because if you don't know how we evolve, then you can't really talk about where we're going to be going or why we are the way we are. We're really the 37 version of the human being body. Do you understand what I just said?
Yeah.
We're the 37 version of this body. We've transformed 37 times in 7 million years. We used to have an eye. You ever seen that bullshit with the eye and all that? Anyway, that was what we used to look like once upon a time. That eye still in your head, it just moved back. Just like certain shit evolves. We evolve too. Just like we evolve more and more into the future. You feel me? But that's the kind of shit that I just try to focus on. So out of all that shit I learned, that in reality, we ain't even human beings. Right? We're really energy, electricity that's trapped inside of a vessel that's in this planet, this is my prison, that's your prison, and you with electricity, your brain just holds information, right? But your electricity is what runs through your body, and at the end, that's what's gonna connect us all back. We're gonna resolve back into it. When you die, we gonna go right back, and you're gonna be everywhere, and we all gonna be back together like air, probably, you know what I'm saying? But that's how it's supposed to be. Well, right now, you trapped. And you're not free. You're trapped inside of here. But you were inside of that body. You're not all that body. But that body's your responsibility while you're here. This is what you get around in this dimension. Because when we leave, we'll go back to another dimension wherever we're supposed to be from. So, but this is a test. Huh?
You get stuck right back in the same dimension, though.
Or you could get stuck back in the same dimension. But either way, you built for it all. You know what I'm saying? And life ain't fair. So, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I just tell people, man. But the bottom line is we're still human beings. And with all that being said, with you being electric, you being in this position, you still dependent on another human being to teach you what I just told you. Yeah. Because you can't come out here and naturally get it. If we was in China, we would be speaking Chinese.
Yeah. Somebody would have taught us that.
No. You would have learned naturally. Nobody taught you shit. You learn by observing as a kid. Nobody has to teach you. No, you men. We're men. That's why I say a lot of people don't understand that men and women teach totally different. Right? And I'm going to tell you, I'm a special ed student. But when I prayed about, I prayed and asked God, man, what's my purpose? You know what I'm saying? And God didn't come down and say, hey, this is your purpose. But he put it on my mind, like, this is what you want to do, And he, like, every time I'm thinking, like, every time I was like, he kept telling me kids. And I was like, hell no. When I be watching TV, and then he's talking about some kids. I'm like, I don't want to see that. I open the magazine, I want some kids shit. God damn. You know what I'm saying? I talk to my homie, man, you need to talk to the kids. Man, why the fuck you talking about this fucking kids? They don't talk about goddamn kids. I'm a gangster, nigga. I ain't trying to hit nothing about no motherfucking kids. Shit keep getting worse and worse. And every time I get worse, I be in the cell. They slide a magazine under there. It's some shit. Helping with the kids. So this is how God kind of puts that bullshit. Because I'm telling you, I didn't even like no kids. You feel me? Last thing I want to do. But once I figured and I embraced that bullshit, I said, well, shit, let me go prepare myself. Right? Let me learn some psychological. Let me learn parenting. Let me know about manhood. Let me learn about this. So let me find out what this is all about. So ain't nobody else got to walk down these goddamn shoes again, because this some terrible shit. This some real life slavery shit going on here. And that's what I'm saying. They slave. Somebody asked me, do you really pick cotton in TDC for free? I said, hell yeah, absolutely. You better pick some cotton. You don't have to do it. No, you don't have to do it. But you better. You better do it. They got a plan for you. I don't know if they told you, but one thing they will tell you at TDC, you will mind. They got a plan for your ass, boy. They got some Thursday. And people don't understand how rough and violent TDC is, man. TDC is very violent, man. You know what I'm saying? And if you can't act right in population, they got medium custody. You can't act in medium custody, they got closed custody. You can't act right in closed custody, they got SAG. You can't act right in SAG, they got super SAG. If you can't act right in super SAG, they got Thorazine. And you will calm your ass down.
That nigga said they got... Hey, he ain't bullshitting though. They had your ass strapped up.
They had you slobbering out,
Sleep in that bitch.
Yeah, that shit serious, man.
That nigga crazy. They said they got Thorazine.
So I was almost there. I went all the way. They were finna hit me with the Thorazine, man. And you know what's crazy? When they were doing it, they were talking to me, and they were saying, they asked me, said, what's wrong with it? And I told that woman my life story. You know, my daddy was murdered, my mama OD. I've been through foster home. I was shot. So here you talking about all I did is sell crack and shoot dice, fly Cadillac. That motherfucking bitch say, no, you just had a rough life. Ain't nothing wrong with you. You just got a behavior problem. What's really wrong with you? I said, man, I'm just trying to get off the unit, man. Damn. But she said, well, just get out of here. You're not crazy. I get you off the unit. They don't send me out here. But I was finna get that Thorazine. I'm glad I didn't. Well, I was trying to, but I was trying to get out. Because that's what I'm telling people. People are always trying to use that mental health shit nowadays, right? People are saying, man, I can't take it. You know what I tell them? You's a man, bro. You are built to sweat, bleed, fall, get bruised. The fuck is wrong with y'all? We are stronger than all outdoors.
I tried that crazy shit going to jail one time.
Oh, you tried the crazy shit too?
Me, I just didn't talk to them hoes though. Them bitches put me in a padded room.
Oh,
in
man.
that little paper suit. It was
They
cold.
took you there. They took your clothes, took your shoestrings out your shoes.
Your shoestrings out your shoes.
They took
in the paper suit.
Yeah, yes sir.
In the padded room.
Padded room.
No toilet or nothing.
24-hour isolation.
Well, then I learned my lesson.
Never again.
Never a motherfucking kid, nigga. Hell
Man, they put, I don't know for whatever reason, but they make that room cold as
man, that bitch be cold as
say,
fuck.
man, you be in that bitch jumping jack.
Nigga, anything to stay warm.
Yeah, say,
push
man.
ups, nigga, that,
Say,
bro,
man.
that bitch be cold.
It's not a joke.
Fuck. Then they take all your clothes. We don't want you to kill yourself.
Yeah.
But you know what? Watch this here.
Like, what the fuck?
But
Hang
listen here.
yourself.
Look here. Say, look here. The whole time you playing crazy, it's somebody really crazy
Somebody
next door.
really,
You doing really crazy for real. Hey.
He ain't lying. He ain't lying, though.
Nigga say you playing crazy.
Nigga,
Somebody
you
come
out that hoe leaking. He ran into the wild head first.
Yeah.
He blooded in the hoe. They
Say, look here.
got his
I'm
ass in
in
the
there.
hog tie coming up out that
Say,
bitch.
they got me one day. I'm in there. This nigga to cut his balls off. He over there playing with his balls. I say,
Whoa.
Oh,
You know what I'm
no,
saying, bro? That type of shit.
Whoa.
it's a nigga. Say,
Hey, you in
hey,
there
look here.
Oh.
Hold up.
This
Nigga
nigga
to cut
cut
his
his balls
Say,
off.
nigga to
Nigga
cut his
playing with
balls
the
off.
ball.
One nigga playing, what he playing? One nigga holding his ball. Us another dude behind him shooting on it. Yeah, nigga, you nigga crazy. But I said, yeah, y'all fuck. This on Lubbock Medical, Mike, Lubbock, Texas. Lubbock, Texas on what's the name of that? Maham Medical Center. Yeah. So I had surgery on my hands. You know what I'm saying? And say, man, you know, when you over there, and anytime they act up, they throw you in this motherfucking room. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. This is a motherfucker. This is really some real shit. And they'll throw you in this room for now. It's a lot of reasons why they'll throw you in this motherfucking room.
You can end up in that hoe. Head up. They be in the transfer you at one part to the other because you some other shit going on or anything. Yeah. But your ass gonna freeze your ass.
You gonna be
they
cold.
Gonna leave you in there for about a day and a half.
People don't say that, and that's how they get you to mind. People like they beat you. Cause back in the day, they used to have turkey. Real back in the day, they used to probably have niggas whoop your ass, but they can't do that no more. But they got plans. They got a lot of plans. They got a plan for your ass, boy. Food loaf. You ever had some food loaf? Food loaf.
Fruit loaf.
Food loaf is when you go to
You say
lockup,
where?
right? So
I know a few bitches that love it and they love cold. Like, it's cold as a motherfucker in there, bitch.
yeah, ain't nothing wrong with cold and you got clothes, but when you, they take everything from you. They take all your shit. And you be in a room. It don't be no bed. There don't be nothing in the room, bro. Nothing.
It's nothing, bro.
It's a pads on the wall and it's one door. You ever seen the Green Mile when they took them in that room?
Yeah, bro. No toilet, no.
It's a hole. If anything, you might have a hole in the ground.
Yeah, it's a hole in the ground. That's it.
Say, man.
You to piss the shit in, bro. That's it.
Say, man, you better not
your
fuck
ass in that hoe, nigga. Like,
and they'll leave you that
they'll
motherfucker.
leave your ass in that hoe 2-3 days. I'm talking about, boy, you come out there bitch.
What you think about it?
Bro, I ain't
They gonna come look
it.
in that bean slide your trail on the door.
come back to get that hoe.
Now what it is, they probably be like, hey, this case nigga is playing.
But see, that's what I'm saying. I think I've been to see. And what's
I
crazy
was
is
just
that
playing. They come back to get you.
Yeah, I
was just playing.
Y'all did that shit. Y'all motherfucker. Y'all pulled my blood. Y'all knew I wasn't crazy. Y'all crazy.
But hold up, let me say
Get up out there.
let me say this here. Say where you was at? Where you was locked up at?
In Bradshaw.
Brass, okay, right here. Say, listen, I was on Cofield on Tennessee College right here by Palestine, right? Now, on one of these massacres, we had a massacre in Slocum, Texas, right? It's in the same, the Palestine County, wherever that shit is out there, right? So I'm on the unit one day, and I'm at SSI, I'm on the cell block on Cofield, and this motherfucking white captain come down on the cell block, and it's this nigga named Mr. Edwards. We call him Easy Money. Old man, you know, he wears a hat like this, with a toothpick in his mouth, got curl and shit. Old man, about maybe 60 years old. But say, man, this white man came on the cell block, and I seen this nigga freeze up, look at me, and said, "Debrell, get to work." I said, "Damn, nigga, the goddamn fucking wing, the run is shining like new money." But this nigga was so worried about this white boy, he just wanted me to do something. So he was so afraid of him, right? So I went on, hit the run, and came back down, and I came back. So the white boy came back and just made his round and walked about this bitch, and I looked at this nigga. I say, bro, you be acting like you really afraid of them white folks. That nigga looked me square in my eyes and he said, "Mayhem, behind every closed door, every black man is afraid of the white man." I said, "Man, this nigga really believe this shit. This nigga's crazy, man." But I thought to myself, but listen, I didn't know about the Slocum massacre. I didn't know that this nigga grew up right down the street where they killed everybody in this town for fucking with these white people, bro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Right. See, when you grow up, what he
nothing happened to him.
say. I mean, they say when I read
Still around that motherfucker living.
now the massacre that happened in Texas was very similar to the massacre that happened in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Matter of fact, it was a little bit worse than that because this was straight behind. They was mad at this nigga for balling. This was all about one nigga. This is about T-Baller back in the day. This nigga had everything. He had a poultry farm. He had a livestock. He had horses. He had ranch. He had control. And these white folks said, "Man, hell no, man, fuck that. No, hell no, no. Who? T-Baller? That nigga own all that? No, hell no. We gonna come get him." And we said, "Hell no, nigga, not today. Nigga, they killed everybody. White people kill everybody." Cause we said, "No, we ain't let them go out."
Yeah.
Slocum, Texas massacre. They took everything, and the family just now got the land back. They took it. I'm talking about killed them, killed all the people, and then took their goddamn property. They won't need this deed anymore. Anybody want this land? Then I guess I'll take it. How much is this? Nobody wants it anymore. White people own that shit. Took over all of that shit, bro. This happened in Texas, and this happened not too long ago.
Yeah.
This happened in 1908.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
So Slocum, Texas. So I mean, but anyway, I put that in my book. You know what I'm saying? Because when that man told me that, bro, that touched my heart because I was like, man, this man don't know. It's people like me that exist. And I said, bro, I was really racist, and I explained me being racist in my book. And I said, I was really racist most of my life. I was racist than a motherfucker, bro.
Listen, I'm finna give you some guy though, bro. My grandmother died. Well, it's been 5 years now. She died. She was 74 when she died.
Yeah.
Bro, my great grandfather was white, full-blooded Frenchman, bro. And my whole life, bro, all 30 years that I was living when she was here, she told me she was racist. Not like white people. Her father was white. Her mother was Indian, but she had dark skin. My grandmother was real dark.
I never
long hair. Yeah. But my grandmother was racist, bro. Like
my daddy was racist.
Bullshit you not, bro. Like
say
her and all her brothers and sisters, like, yellow.
So all my family knows it.
Long ass hair.
All my aunties and elders was all my aunties.
Say, you know what's crazy about that?
And
Is,
look, now all of them got white grandchildren.
yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. It's that crazy. Listen, bro.
Jeremy.
See, my grandmother told me stories about how, like, when it was time to eat and shit, my grandmother had to fix my great grandmother would have to fix my great grandfather's plate, and he'd sit at the table and eat by himself before our little kids came to the table and ate. She was like a whole lot of shit. Like that nigga didn't sit at the table and eat with them. Just a bunch of shit, bro. A lot of crazy shit.
say, I'm gonna tell you,
really did.
I can tell you exactly when I became racist and when I stopped becoming racist.
Yeah.
So when I was little, you know, my biological mother was white. Well, I don't remember her at all because she passed away when I was 5 months old. My dad was murdered before I was even born, so I never met my biological father. He was black. He was from Alabama. My mom was from West Texas. I was born in California, but I grew up in foster. I remember my foster mother first. She was a black lady, dark-skinned black lady. So I was adopted by Creole people. My mother was Creole black and my dad was Creole black. So all I knew was black. I never been around nobody white. So all my life I knew nobody. They never said we black. It was like we all the same. You know, everybody I looked at looked like me. It was like shit. We all look the same. Nobody said we black, right? But I remember being in Fresno and I'm watching a Public Enemy video, Fight the Power. And I'm looking at this shit. I said, now I'm looking at the LA riots, right, from the 60s. And as my mom, I'm like, what the fuck? What's going on with this? And my mom said, well, that's how it was. White people didn't like black people. I was like, why not? She was like, this how I feel. No, it wasn't no good reason. So I looked at mom. I said, well, what color am I? She said, boy, you black. She didn't say you light skinned. She didn't say you Creole. She said, boy, you black. She didn't say you mixed. She didn't say, yeah, she didn't say nothing. She said, boy, she said, yeah, she said, yeah.
Either you white or you black.
And I'm 6. I'm 6 or 7. You know what I'm saying? She said, boy, you black. You feel me? So I said, shit, I'm black and I'm proud. She said, why would you say that? I said, shit, Shit, they said that on TV.
Yeah.
Shit, I'm black and I'm proud too. Shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shit,
Yeah.
fuck you mean?
Hey,
She was like, no, you don't need to be, you know what I'm saying? You need to be proud because you're good people. You need to be proud because you're educated and blah, blah. So I was like, yeah, whatever. She was trying to tell me right. But that shit, man, I cut all my white friends off. Man, I was I was sleeping white people left and right, robbing the shit out of white people. And as I got older, I just got more meaner. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, when I come to school, I went to Lake Holland Junior High School. I made people move out of the way. We had skinheads at our school. We put skinheads in the hospital in Lake Holland Junior High School. We was fucking people up. We was doing some serious shit over here. We caused that bullshit. But sometimes they chase us around too. But most of the time, we was really about that shit. And they had them out here. So we was really, we never was friendly. I never reached out to no white people. I wasn't like trying to entertain anything. A white person had to go above and beyond to even be in my presence. Other than that, I was like, get your motherfucking ass out of my face. But I really kind of stopped being racist. And also racist, my family be introducing me like this. Here's my brother, man, he racist, man. You know, they let everybody know before I even come out here. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, why you telling everybody this bullshit? I ain't like that no more. But that's how they be. I'm telling you, man, he racist. I'm telling you, why? Look at white person. He just, you know what I'm saying? Because I used to have, I used to make it my point to make them feel uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying?
That's
And
what
yeah,
my daddy was.
yeah. And then, because you know. But anyway,
My dad used to be
I was in prison, and there was this white boy named Big Perry. He was out of Richardson. This white boy was about 6'10", about 365 pounds. Looked like he should be playing for linebacker for or tight end for the Cowboys, right? Big old motherfucking white boy. And he hang with all the niggas, right? So I'm like, all right, he must be cool and shit. You know what I'm saying? I see him hanging out with all the niggas and shit. So one day I see this nigga, you know, he work maintenance, and maintenance got the goddamn, this nigga got he got the overalls on. Yeah. This nigga, so, no, boy, this white boy, he's so big. Yeah. He got a tree. He got the whole tree. Yeah. Then he got a nigga hanging off the tree.
Oh, shit.
On his arm. I say, I'm looking, I seen that shit, I say, the fuck? So I say, bro, you see this shit? They say, oh, you talking about Big Perry? I said, yeah, you see that shit he got on his arm? He said, oh, yeah. I said, yeah, he been at it. I say, he said, oh, yeah, we fucked his ass up. We don't finna kill him, drug us. You don't know about Big Perry? I said, no, tell me about Big Perry. He said, boy, Big Perry used to be the racist motherfucker on Gofield. Shit, boy, we was finna kill Big Perry. Yeah, man, we was out there, man, say, man, we whooped his ass. Hey, we whipped Big Perry ass, man. The white boys, he was out there trying to get them white boys riled up, man. We had to wait over our head, and Gerald Douglas, and they got a Fort Worth. You know, he was like, that's enough. And he stopped as he was finna bash his head.
Crack his middle.
Yeah, finna out of there. You know what I'm saying? This in prison. This on the rec yard. Ain't nobody say that white boy. Gerald Douglas stopped him, right? So the white boy just like, you know, he changed his life. He's like, man, fuck this shit. He started he ran off all that white boy shit. He just, you know, he ended all the racist shit on that shit. And after that, you know, white boy Perry started working out with Gerald Douglas. You know, he wasn't riding with him. He wasn't, because a lot of white people ride with motherfuckers. He wasn't riding. He was but this white boy was a big motherfucking white boy. This wasn't no goddamn little white. This one straight out the goddamn movies, boy. This motherfucker, goddamn. You want to kill this motherfucking white boy, man. But anyway, he was that big. He was big enough to make me think about addressing that. Damn, my soul don't want to talk to this nigga, but I sure was finna jam him up, because I said, bro, I don't like that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because my thing is they'll understand and beat everything, but goddamn, my nigga, you disrespectful than a motherfucker. But as I got to meet him and shit, he tell me, you know, he a Christian now. He go to church. He a big Christian, man, and he used that as a testimony. You know, he said, look how stupid he talks about it. I'm dumb. Yeah. Fuck this shit. You ask him about it, he gonna talk. He hate him more. He really trying to scratch it off his arm. You know what I'm saying? You can see where he scratched it. You feel me? But he's like, man, you know, I'm gonna get it fixed when I get out. But he apologize. He's so humble and graceful and big. He like, goddamn. So you gonna be like, goddamn, you gonna be amazed that he's so huge. Yeah. But you also be amazed that he's really. You can see when niggas make change. You know, it's like you see a nigga when a nigga almost can't. I guess his life flashed before his eyes or something. But you can see he changed, man.
His life flashed for his eyes. He nigga from the crack, peeled his mother.
But I can also say this. But listen, here's another thing. Here's another thing where I say I fuck with that white boy because he helped a lot of people. He helped black people. He white with reading, with commissary, with getting shit done, with visits, with helping you. You know, whatever the fuck. He was doing a lot of shit, and I had nothing to do with it. But I was able to observe it. You know, I seen him do a lot of shit throughout the years.
He felt like he had a right as wrong some type of way.
Well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with embracing your good. You know, if you're a good person, man, you got to really. You know, sometimes you be trying to live up to a facade or walk around with a chip on your shoulder, and you really a powder puff ass nigga from the beginning. Like, I'm naturally mean, so I know I go above and beyond to be friendly. So when people do call me friendly, it doesn't even bother me. I'm like, damn, I got fooled that nigga. You know what I'm saying? So I wish I had you on my parole. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? I needed all that support then because so long I built that reputation up for being a killer or just being serious, and that shit clear the hallway ass nigga. No nobody want to be that nigga. So, and that's where I was at.
Clear the hallway.
Yeah. Face the wall, coming down there, shackled, your ankles shackled,
ankles, arms. Fucking, they got leg braces on. Man, I just was telling my nigga, who I just told that shit to? Motherfucking Lil Heath. Shout out Big Heath. He's a Leo, man. You know that Trill found. But Lil Heath, I just was chopping it up with Lil Bro. He just got out. And he told me they flew his ass somewhere. And I was like, nigga, they put the leg shackles. Because them bitches put leg shackles on me, bro, to where I couldn't even bend my motherfucking knees. I had to walk like Forrest Gump when he was a little boy.
Yeah.
On me, I couldn't bend my kneecap. You ever seen them all? Nigga, they got the shit.
Now, he's short. He's short. Listen, if he was taller, you really on the cool. You really supposed to be bent down. You ain't. It's meant for you. He really should be bent down.
I was walking through the airport.
Yeah, so but listen,
they got the bitches.
Yeah, it's meant for you to be like this. You really can't stand up. It's meant for you not to stand up.
So yeah,
it's meant for you to be like this. So when you sit down, like this.
It's metal balls. It was metal balls.
Oh, you had the whole
race side of my shit. Yeah.
I'm talking about that.
Yeah, the whole. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
They had the bitch with the brace, with the bars on the side, and walked me through the airport like it was nothing. I couldn't bend my kneecaps. I had to walk like crazy.
You was in that
real like, shit to fly my ass to Baton Rouge, bro.
You was in the feds.
No, hell no, bro.
Oh, they're extraditing you back.
They extradited me to Baton Rouge because I had caught a charge down there for guns and shit. But man, that shit was crazy. Bitch, though. I never.
Yeah, they got a plan for that shit.
That hoe had metal balls, bro, on the side, and they strapped that hoe up, and it was to where I couldn't bend my fucking kneecaps. And then when I got on the plane and got to sit down, they took the balls out, set my ass on the plane, still shackled up though, still got shit on my arm and on my ankle.
Yeah,
like you know what I'm saying. But they took the braces off. As we were getting off that bitch, we got to the front. They put them bitches back on. I had to.
So
you truck outside of fucking BR airport.
Damn, that's the shit. That's the shit you see on the shit nigga. And not to say the shit black men gotta really, really.
Look, it's the crazy part too, bro. I ain't mean to cut you out. It's the crazy part though. I stayed in jail in Dallas a month and a half. No show. Waiting to go out there.
Waiting to go out there.
Got out there. I was in jail one day, bro. One motherfucking day. Judge asked me, why you ain't get the court date we sent you? I said, I ain't getting no court date. What's your address? My address is boom, 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 boom. It's on my motherfucking driver license right there. It's in the property. Boom. They got it. It's on there. Boom. Man, they checked this shit out. They sent the shit to the wrong address, bro. Let me out the next morning.
Miscommunication.
I done missed shows and everything, bro. I have been locked up a month and a half.
And see, you know what? Let me give you another level. I was telling somebody when I came home.
So back the prime days.
Yes, bro. This 2009.
Oh, no.
Say, check this out.
This 2009.
Let's say, check this out. When I came home the second time, right, I had an aggravated robbery and attempted murder for the first time I went to prison. So they had gave me some restitution fees for all the shit, but I fought them and got the restitution fees dropped. So the second time I came out of prison, they put those restitution fees back on me. So I told them, I said, look, man, those restitution fees ain't supposed to be here. Yeah, so guess what that bitch tell me? Don't pay him and see what happens to you. I said, God damn, you ain't gonna do nothing.
You gonna rock? You ain't
right?
gonna try to fuck.
You ain't gonna. So listen. So check this out. Guess what she do? I keep fucking with her about it every day. So about 5-6 months go down the line. Guess what the bitch tell me?
They dropped them.
You ain't supposed to be paying restitution fees. I said, well, okay, cool, man. I said, well, how am I gonna get my $60 a month? I just came out of prison. I just did 8 years. You feel me? I'm making $9 an hour working, making manufacturing cardboard boxes on Beltline, riding this goddamn bus every day, and you up here taking my motherfucking money, and I'm telling you, bitch, it's not supposed to be doing it. So let me get some of that back, so I can maybe do. I'd have been paying all the 6 months. That's about $600, $700 worth of restitution fees. Where my money at? Get what that hoe told me.
You gotta go talk to the state.
That shit gone. That's gone.
I thought they told you some shit like you
Man,
gotta go talk.
they said,
Yeah, you gotta go.
You ain't
You
gonna
gotta
never
go to Austin.
Yeah.
it's over with.
You gotta go to
You gotta go to Austin, talk to the head of the state. Crazy.
That woman said,
Yeah.
say, listen, it wasn't no talk. It wasn't no talk to nobody. It was no nothing. It was, you ain't, oh well, that money gone. The thing is, don't be a criminal. And that's what I had to tell about people. That's why I tell you my life is on fair. That's why I say I'm built for this shit. So guess what I did? I said, bless your heart, man. You know what I'm saying? You need that money because I'm going to be good anyway. I used to laugh because, first time I came out of prison, I was balling. I was really selling drugs. I was coming up to the parole place. I had a Caprice on 26, I had the Avalanche on 20. I was coming up there. This motherfucker came out there. He knew I was selling drugs. Just I used to talk cash shit to the parole people. But that's, that money how you cocky, man. I was coming up there in a new car every week, pulling up to the parole place, man. I'm pulling up and say, listen.
Hell no. Not doing that. Nigga, I'm
Hey,
humble.
Hey, man.
Hey, bro. Let me dry your shit up.
No, I'm pulling up.
I'm pulling up in the book.
In a Honda.
Bitch, I don't got nothing. Why I take all this shit out and everything and I go in that over?
I'm pulling up.
I'm finna put on a
Say,
dirty
look here.
shirt, some basketball shorts.
Look,
and some
I'm walking
slides.
in. Look here, man. I'm balling.
Old Nike slide with the Velcro across the foot.
Man,
Bitch, my feet hurt. I've been working all
He
day.
going there, chains dripping,
What?
motherfucker
Hell
starts to the floor like he just come fresh out the club.
Say, look here. I'm coming in.
bro,
I'm coming in. This 2006 and 7. I'm coming in Efizu, Black Label. I got koozie on.
Yeah.
I'm big. Yeah.
With the
I
red
got
monkeys.
I got
monkey, nigga.
red
Yeah,
I got red monkey
Bathing
shorts
lady.
on with the naked lady on. She like,
Yeah.
oh my God, those jeans are inappropriate. I'm like, bitch, it's like $600 jeans.
Yeah,
What the fuck
bitch.
you talking
What's
about?
wrong with you?
handcrafted.
$300 baby napes on.
Yeah, yeah.
Say, but this is really when I'm
Tall
messing.
teeth.
This is when I'm messing
Chris.
with Bebe and them in Shreveport. This is when Mayhem Records started with D Brooks and all this old. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my nigga D Brooks.
You
You
know,
know
I
what
fuck
I'm
with
saying?
D Brooks. That's my nigga,
Yeah.
man. Hey, we looking for that motherfucker. Oh, yeah, we know we got that jam top. Me and D Brooks, that bitch on our streaming platform right now. Video coming real soon. Waiting on that boy to finish building that house out here. But yeah, it's up. Shout out my nigga D Brooks.
All the Ratchet City, man. Shout out
Poochie
to
Low.
man, they go
Hey,
fresh,
shout out my
man, they
nigga
go-
Poochie Low. Shout out the boys over there on Theo. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out Big
Oh,
B
yeah.
on the
My little
track.
homie on my Cedar Grove niggas. Oh yeah. Oh, Polo. You know my Polo? Oh yeah. Yeah. Hickman. Nigga. Yeah. Goddamn me and that goddamn Coco. What that bitch called? Coco Prime?
Coco Palace. The
No,
club.
It's Coco Prime now.
What, you talking about
New
the
bitch
club?
that my nigga Hickman got.
The
club?
My nigga Lil Hickman, yeah. Coco
It's
Prime.
right
So
next to the
Coco
Style Bar.
Palace.
Yeah.
Coco Palace went to Coco.
No,
No.
Coco Palace.
Coco Palace.
Coco Palace is still, the builder's still there, but Josh still on that. Oh, he ain't finna get rid of that.
Yeah.
But Coco Prime is right there.
Is a new club?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's jumping?
Around homie. Hickman.
Okay, I need to go out there, man.
Shout out to little homie, man. Free my nigga Polo.
Yeah. My nigga Ratchet
Shout out my
Low.
nigga Ant Brown too. My nigga DJ Ant Brown in that hole.
Damn, I'm tired of seeing free all my niggas. Damn, style telling everybody shit.
Yeah, my nigga Ant Brown DJing in that hole. One time my nigga Ant Brown.
One thing I can say, I'm glad I ain't in there during this COVID shit, bro. Can you imagine?
Man, bro, me too.
Man.
Look, I came home like 2, right, bro, like 2, 3, like a month or 2, not even 2 or 3, like a month or 2 before this shit happened, bro.
Damn.
Before that whole drop.
I came home
came
in
up-
Before the mixtape
I
drop.
came home in
He
March.
got, bro, you know, I went through hell on my page. This nigga came through just. I never got to see nobody.
Bro, cause COVID, that COVID shit, bro.
Bro,
I
I'm
came
on
home
paper.
like,
I'm on probation trial. I'm supposed to be off, and I got stuck on
He got stuck on
6
that
months.
bitch. Yeah,
Yeah, but because you
that
could check in.
So if
A lot of people got
I'm
released.
telling them, I'm saying, so y'all saying if you do anything, you still don't pay. I'm like, hell no, y'all tripping like a motherfucker.
On me, I came home like a month or two before that bitch just they shut down shit. Really, she was shut down. She was
I went in. Shit,
pandemonium.
yeah, I went in. I
Oh,
went in
man,
when I went in for probation, probation violation during the pandemic. Man, that shit was crazy. Cause they had put us in the West Wing for cause we was coming off the street. We had to go cause the West Wing was for the people that just coming in. Then they sent you to your dorms because for 2 weeks we had to be over there.
Before I left that hoe,
That was during COVID.
before I left that,
Everybody coming in had to go
before I
to the
left that
West.
hoe in 2019, that hoe was to its max. Nigga, we was so full in that hoe, niggas was sleeping on the floor. And then I got shipped out to East Texas. You know what I'm saying? They sent my ass down there. But that hoe still was so. When I came back home and all this shit got, I was like, man, I knew it was fucked up. Cause bro, it was like that through every motherfucking tower here in Dallas.
Yeah.
Cause you know when you get locked up here, your ass going to that South Tower first. You finna go through all that shit with medical. Then they finna put you where you going. Either you finna stay in that tower or you going to the north. You know what I'm saying? Or you,
It depends on your
your crazy ass going over there
to the West.
Yo. If your ass got
You gonna be over there? We
bro.
gonna be over there with the punks and the
with
crazy
the punks
people.
and the crazy people. So
every time I went to jail twice, bro. Every time I went to jail, I went to prison. And guess where I went every time I went to jail?
North Tower.
Government Center.
For real?
Every time.
Oh, Government Center. That's some years ago.
Exactly.
Yeah. I remember that bitch though. I went to the Government Center.
So when I first got locked up, I went to the North Tower. I stayed in North. No, matter of fact, I went to North Tower. Then I went to Cook Chill. Man, I miss Cook Chill. God damn, I Cook. Shut up.
I done been to New Orleans.
Cook Chill.
Somebody had some hoes in there.
Cook Chill. Say, listen, Cook Chill.
This how young I was. This how young I was going to that. You remember when they changed the law to 17? Your ass could go to adult adult jail. They changed it, and I remember it was like I had already been to New Orleans, but I was only in there like a day. You know what I'm saying? But they sent my ass to the Government Center, bro, and I remember just being so young. Me and a nigga was racing through the house. That's how young I was. You know what I'm saying? I remember this. Bro, we were running. Now, cause remember that bitch had that straightaway. It was the motherfucking day room.
It's got the straightaway, yeah. Oh, y'all were running in the middle of the, or you went on the hallway?
We racing in the hallway.
Yeah, on the hallway.
We having a full-blown race in this house. You know what I'm saying? But
all out there by the visitation.
By the visitation and shit. Yeah. And it just make me think that I just was that young to be, cause I ain't finna be fucking running with. That's just how, you know what I'm saying? Bro, me and a nigga racing through that. Cause bro, that bitch was a stretch. That bitch was a little stretch. Nigga, we racing through that house. Tripping.
Trying to get by time.
Tripping, fool.
That whole Joseph.
But one thing I learned about that.
I went through the Government Center.
When people talk about they say, well, tell them what separates the Government Center from the towers.
Which tower?
Any tower. What's the difference between?
Because the Government Center, I feel like the Government Center was more like South Tower.
What's worse, the Government Center or the towers?
The towers. Because the towers remind you of the penitentiary.
The Government Center.
That's like some penitentiary.
When I was in that hole, they never really hit out. They never. I think, bro, we kind of seen guards come through that, but they never really just hit our type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Came through there fucking with us.
Man, ours. When I was in the Government Center, we was on 11th floor. But one thing about the Government Center is you cannot be saved. Like when you in the North Tower, when you in the North Tower, see, I don't know where y'all was at, but if you in North Tower, you got glass, the law see you, the shit you on camera, like, somebody's watching you. It's a guard right there, and then you got the buttons and shit. Yeah. If something happens, you just hit the button help, help, help. See, look here in the government center, ain't no motherfucking ball. Ain't no guard. Ain't nobody seeing you. Matter of fact,
can come through
listen here.
this bitch like this.
Look at
Like,
the government
nigga, ain't
center
no-
is you in a cage, inside a cage, inside a cage, inside a cage. So you gotta catch, you gotta get it before, like when you go in, you gonna go through 2 or 3 crash
So you
gates.
damn near dead by the time they get
You dead, bro. You fuck out of here.
Bleeding out the ass.
They ain't running the. Listen, first of all, you know how the laws running. You know how the black suits running on you in the government town. Now I was telling nigga about them black suits. I said, boy, you keep playing.
They were worse than the Ninja Turtles.
What?
In the green suit? Boy, way worse.
The black
Boy,
suits?
spin kick the shit out your ass.
Say, listen here, bro. If the black
Man,
suit,
damn your ass down to the ground.
if you make
On
them black
me.
suit, if
What?
you make them
Bro,
sheriffs,
Beat
They
your
worse
ass
than Ninja
up,
Turtles.
say,
The
listen,
Ninja Turtles come in their whole like
bro.
real
No,
Ninja
bro,
Turtles.
bro.
They
I'm
are,
telling you,
well-
these black suit, them black suits,
bro.
man, them bitches were like motherfucking swamp. Even the hoes. The hoes are.
The
cheap
black
up.
suits are the
Bro.
Expendables. You ever seen the movie Expendables?
Yeah.
All these niggas is top notch trainers. And guess what? They ain't coming.
Everybody know Taekwondo.
And they don't do no practicing.
Yes,
Ain't no practicing.
And they ain't finna. They
Ain't
ain't
no-
finna come
ain't no
out
drill.
of
Oh, no, you said they ain't doing no
Ain't no
practice.
drill. Ain't no drill. Ain't no they just coming down here to make a show. They
they
coming.
finna come.
If they
Fuck
coming
them.
in this
They
bitch,
They coming
they
in something serious.
if
bro.
they coming, if you make them come, because really the blue suits be in there, and nigga be talking shit. Shut up, bitch. They say, all right.
Bruh.
Hey, plan B. And when them niggas come, and them niggas say, you hear them coming, they
Yeah,
marching.
that's
And
how
when
they
they
say.
come through this bitch, nigga, these niggas
Beat
grabbing.
the fuck out
Ain't no,
your
don't
ass.
lay down then. Don't, cause ain't no lay down.
Yeah.
If you lay down, you just got
You
stomped
just gonna
laying
get
down.
stomped.
You gonna get hit laying down.
Knee
Yeah, you finna get
dropping
fucked up.
on you.
Yeah,
Bro.
you might well go ahead.
Yeah.
On me though.
Oh, so you might as well go ahead and
Say,
just
go
start
ahead and
fighting.
get. Say, listen, bro. You gotta grab one of them. You
Bro,
gonna have to go ahead and
got to.
tussle with them,
Go
cause they
ahead,
gonna grab
wrap
you.
your shit up.
Yeah.
Wrap your face up, cause they coming through with mace and all
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
You might as well go.
You might as well go
Yeah.
go
You might
out
as well put some
swinging.
water on the floor.
Yeah, go out
Don't get
swinging.
you
Go
grab-
have,
yeah.
I'm telling you, take your shoes off, do
Yeah.
all that good old shit.
Cause when they come
been at
and
the
people,
fight these hoes.
you know what's crazy?
Um,
What's crazy is looking at a nigga, you saying, and like,
That nigga ain't lying.
you know it's finna go down, right? And he like, nah, they ain't finna, nigga.
Yeah.
They finna, this finna go down, nigga.
baby.
We in the cell.
And the baby
Don't
like, you on
worry.
your own, and you on your
I
own
seen
too.
them beat
Yeah.
a nigga.
Say,
Listen,
bro.
I seen them beat a nigga so bad in New Holland found. I think that was my third time.
Black
I
suits
think I
ain't-
still like 17 years old. This my third time going to jail, bro. My teacher like, boy, fuck you. So I'm in this hole, bro. It's a nigga hanging at the top of the cage. This nigga do not want to come down, bro.
He playing
But
this
he
shit.
like in New Holland, it was a bunch of big ass cages. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, I love
Like-
New Holland, boy. That was some players.
Man, like 30, 40 man
That don't
cages.
sound too
That's
bad.
just, you know what I'm saying?
We call it the bird cage
One there,
because
one there.
it's like, you know, you can holler at your people, man.
you can talk to your
say,
people
man,
across from, because
hey,
it's
man,
open cage.
we hustling like a motherfucker.
It's-
We got
bro,
it's going down,
nigga
man.
Chunking,
Yeah,
know what
you
I'm saying?
chunking shit down
Bro,
there.
That whole lit.
And then if you in that bitch, you working.
Nigga caught some dope in that hoe ain't got high food. This nigga hanging from the top of the cage. Yeah.
Tripping.
When I tell you they come through and tell him get down, he don't. And now he hanging by his legs now.
Oh, he thugging.
Bro. And he just yelling like, I'm talking about yelling, bro, all over this whole nigga. Every tank can hear him in that hoe. I know for a fact.
And they don't
Bro.
come, bro. The black suits do not. They don't. It's hard to get a black suit right there. But if you make them motherfuckers come,
Bro, this nigga was hanging from the top. Bro, he done climbed to the top of that bitch.
Upside down.
And he hanging upside down like Wuss Blanca from the X-Men.
Yeah. Chilling.
Yelling like a hoe.
What they do? How they get up there?
What?
shit, they beat him
Nigga
down.
climbed up there.
Yeah.
Fuck you mean?
Yeah.
Boy, nigga climbed up there with his ass.
Yeah. Come here, bitch.
And do what? That's your thing to drop this nigga to drop his ass. Bro. Nigga, that
Say-
bitch, bro, that bitch at least 10, 15 feet. Nigga, each tank, that bitch got, it's in between 10, 15 feet, bro. And
Say,
New Holland, bro, how high you think them hoes was?
Cages?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Probably about maybe 18 to 20 feet.
Oh,
Because
you
you got
18, 20.
yeah,
I was
because-
thinking about 15.
Because you got to realize we in here. Not only are we in here, we on it's bunk beds.
It's bunk beds.
So
it's bunks.
so you can
And
stand
them
on
bitches
top of it.
still high,
You can
though.
stand on top of it and you can. I can stand on top of it and touch it.
touch
So
the
it gotta
wall.
be
Cause that bitch
yeah,
still
it's
high
still
from
high.
the bunk bed.
Yeah, but
You know
if you
what I'm
in
saying?
the
That bitch
cave,
high.
They went up there.
So
Like,
nigga
real
punch the
shit.
nigga down.
Bam.
What?
Punch the nigga.
Yank this stupid ass up off that hoe. They stopped him a little bit. They tried to, but when he got down there, beat his motherfucking
Say no
ass
matter
up,
what, bro,
I
let me tell you
had
something.
His motherfucking arms to the back of his legs like this. Carry
Like
the
rotisserie.
say no matter what, bro, they gonna drag you. You get
Bro.
dragged, bro. Somebody getting dragged. Ain't no motherfucking they finna. I seen these.
Deep,
I
bro.
seen
They
these
ain't
black
coming
suits
up out there,
operate almost 6 different times, bro, and they never disappointed me. Now, motherfucker, these niggas not bullshit.
That
That nigga said they never disappointed.
Have they ever came in? Have you had to get hit by the black suit?
Twice.
Oh
Yeah, you in the day room. That's
What you
I'm saying.
did?
What you mean? I went at him. I said I rushed him. I here stomped him in the door as soon as they came to the door.
Yeah.
Yeah, they fucked my eye up. That's how I got my eye fucked up. Yeah, they didn't do no plan. They ran me all in the TV, stumped me underneath the table. I'm thinking, damn, why he stumping me? I'm down. What the fuck you stomping me for?
And I don't want to play no more.
I
quit.
Lock that nigga there.
I quit.
I say, God damn.
Yeah.
My bad, goddamn. Nigga on the ground talking about, aye.
Yeah, but then you know they hit you with the gas.
See, like later, them bitches, they'll come out like, Will, come on, bro, really, man, big, come on, bro.
Nah, we was
Don't take a
already.
nigga to say, bro, I was not finna fight them hoes.
But then he in there said, "I don't know how."
Yeah,
I'm weak.
nah,
but
Yeah,
bro,
I had a
fully
niggas like you know what I'm saying, they knew it, like this last little stint, they knew a nigga from the world and shit, so they, you know what I'm saying?
You had some type of you had some
Yeah,
clout.
so they like, bro,
you got some-
really,
yeah.
man, say, y'all really need to holler at him, but come on, I ain't even tripping, let go. You hoes ain't finna come in here and whoop on me.
Let me pack my
On
own stuff.
me, yeah. No,
Oh,
matter of
yeah.
fact, no.
Bro.
Bro, I didn't even have to pack my shit. I didn't have to pack my shit. They finna pack my shit for me. Come on, come on, let go. One of them little hoes who I've been talking, bro, it was so, man, this shit so crazy, right? It was so crazy. I'm in the shoot with them. They done order Papa Dogs. I'm finna eat with them in the shoot.
That's how it's supposed to be.
They watching videos of me and shit. I ain't know you did a video with Lucci. Oh yeah, I swear to God, though.
I need some
I'm out in the
ice.
shoot, nigga.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, in them sergeants, they already see a nigga with green suits and the black. They see. I heard, bro, I'm a fucking porter. I'm in the highway all day. I'm with all the guards all day. You know what I'm saying? And then look, I'm the warden porter.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even supposed to be, but the warden ain't sure. I done did that shit so fast. She done gave me a box of pizza and a 6-pack of Pepsis, and I'm back on my, you know what I'm saying? I'm back in my dorm, nigga, just chilling in the highway.
Big Cadillac.
Yeah,
shit.
cool.
That's how you
Talking
do time,
shit,
man.
they letting me watch Facebook on they shit and all sorts of shit.
Maintain, do your time.
What?
Get the fuck
Stove.
out.
Hey man, open my power crew. Let me go. What? Let me go get a snack. Well, bring me backside. What you want, man? Cause I run stove in my shit too. I'm the stove.
Now watch this here.
Yeah.
We were
Real
pinning.
shit. I got 4 motherfucking lockers in this.
Yeah.
Now
Cool.
listen, that's penitentiary baller, bro. Now niggas talking about what's penitentiary baller, and I said, well, because on Cofield that was an irregular, bro. And we talking about niggas having lockers, and I was like, nigga, I was at a point where I had like maybe 12 or 13 different lockers, and they said, what does that mean? I said, I got a locker, and inside this locker, I got a book, and inside this book, I got locker 1, I got 30 chilies, I got 15 tunas, I got 17 bags of coffee, I got 50 soups. I got in this locker, I got 200 chilies. I got 200.
Them all eat too. You know, look on the store though. I'm 3 for 1 and everything because I always got what you need.
Yeah.
I'm making shit.
But no, listen. I run the pick'em. I run the parlay.
Oh yeah.
I run the boards. I run the back market. I even got the cell phone, and I cash out your money. But I'm just one in the many. But I represent North Dallas on Cofield, and it's a lot of us. It's a lot of us on Cofield. It was a lot of us. But I I was on Cofield unit for 12 years. You feel? And I didn't start off on no goddamn topic, but eventually, we worked our way up just kind of slowly. But and once you realize how much money, is being actually made in prison.
Bro, on me though, how much money actually being made, bro? That shit.
Niggas on Cofield got more money than niggas on the street right now.
Bro,
right now,
bro,
cash.
Bro, it's crazy, bro. It's crazy, bro. I had a little homie in that bitch selling tune. That nigga was selling tunture and goddamn me powder in that hoe.
Say, man, check this out. I
ain't bullshit.
They got a daughter's named Mr. Spencer and his nephew. This nigga get caught coming from the infirmary. He get caught with 2 pounds of weed in his leg. Niggas talking about getting caught with a joint. This nigga get caught with 2 pounds in his leg coming from the infirmary in the middle of the night. That's the shit happened on Cofield. They popped 2 kilos in the farm shop out there. But Cofield, you gotta realize what makes Cofield different than all the rest of the units in TDCJ.
That shit right next to Dallas.
That's
the closest unit to Dallas.
The Super City.
Yeah.
The Super City. Cofield is it's a original 13 unit.
Red brick.
Right? It's a red brick unit, right? But Cofield it's made up. It's got 3 wings, right? So it's got 6 wings. It's got 3 over here, 3 over there. So they didn't split Cofield in half. Half of Cofield is SEG now, but a big portion of Cofield that's SEG only houses the heads of all the major safety threat group gang. ST gangs.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Safety threat group.
Mafia got their own wing.
Yeah. So I was Mexican Mafia SSI. Just to give you an example, right?
Yeah.
So he already know what I'm talking about, right? So he must be on Cofield. Cofield ready right here, right? So check this out. So Cofield got. So you got the Mexican Mafia wing. You got and now you ain't. This ain't just no regular Mexican Mafia wing. This is the head of the Mexican Mafia. They call the shots all over the state of Texas. So somebody on this goddamn wing is a millionaire.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, it's a couple of them up here.
Yeah,
right?
I was just
Now when I was made a SEG SSI on this, I was C-wing SSI. That was Mexican Mafia SSI. That was that wing. I never knew, but I was a SEG inmate, right? So I know what it's like to be in a cell 24 hours a day. So I already know that the SSI is responsible for the cleaning this. So this nigga better handle his business. So I was just already nigga took pride in my work. So I was handling my business. So me doing this on a consecutive basis, one day these niggas had a bag of commissary. They like, hey man, we appreciate you taking care of the wing. Man, there's a commissary over there. Man, we appreciate you doing. You cleaned up a good job. And I was like, I'm straight. I don't need that shit. They was like, no, it ain't like that. It ain't nothing like that. We just appreciate you, bro. You can take it. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, all right, that's cool. What's so fuck? I was taking fuck it. So they started paying me to clean to clean the wing. This is something I didn't ask for. They did it out of appreciation. Then they said, hey man, can you take this over here? And it be done. And then can you take this over here? So this Mexican Mafia. So we got Texas Syndicate, we got RU, we got whites, ABAC, all these gangs all over here. This is so you got this part of the gang, and then you got like level 1, level 2, level 3 SEGs on the other side of Cofield. But over here where I'm at, these motherfuckers are very sophisticated in this cell. And this is when they was busting in the goddamn. They was going into the walls and shit. This before the cameras. Yeah. So this is back, and I'm like, how the fuck y'all keeping all this money, bro? These Mexicans, bro, like you see how this wall look? These Mexicans really took all the shit out of the wall. They just really come off, and they can take this off and put this right back. They'll cut some tape, and they got this, and they'll paint it back up. You'll never know that they got a hole in this wall. So they got phones, millions of dollars, stuff like this, and I'm thinking they got a little bit of money. Man, Mexicans showed me $30,000 of cash one day, cash money. So this is what I'm learning as a young buck in Cofield. Like, damn, these niggas really fucking around. So as I got bigger and went from this part to finally getting outside trustee, where I was able to control drops and we don't even have to deal with an officer. Yeah, no, nigga, I just need a drop. I got the tractor driver over there. I got the back gate guy here. I got the motherfucking maintenance guy here, and he got a little thing we converted. Oh, this shit deep, nigga. Yeah. This shit deep. Cofield is a big game, baby. This shit.
That's what I be telling niggas.
So,
niggas be thinking they nigga.
Track driver. Oh, you already know. Oh yeah, come on, man. Hey man. So I was just a convict. I'm a nigga who came from inside of the building. You know what I'm saying?
Came from the building.
Yeah.
So you already was on some shit.
I've been in the building 9 years before I went there. So most niggas don't even make it. Niggas like me don't make it to no. You know how I made it to the trustee camp? Hey, you know how I made it to the trustee camp? I burnt my motherfucking self taking the coffee up to 3 row. Wow. delivering the cell, cause we gotta give him coffee. That coffee be hot in the motherfucker. You know what the fuck I'm talking about. Hey man, I dropped that coffee. Really, the Cambros are so old. The Cambros got latches on them, right? So you know how the shit be heavy. So we kind of slide the coffee up and down the stairs. So as I'm bringing that bitch down, that bitch kind of came out, and knocked that surge came out, knocked my whole skin off. That coffee hot in the bitch, my skin just dripped off. So I guess them hoes, I was getting ready to file a lawsuit. Them hoes moved me to trustee to keep me to shut the fuck up. They put me outside. I heard them shut the fuck up. I don't know if anyone was Sergeant Schaffner with his pump. That's a whole ass nigga, boy. Say, man, this. Say, see what I'm saying? Say, when they say, listen to this. When they put me outside, say, listen to this. This a black man. This old Sambo ass nigga. They put me on a trash truck when I put out there. This nigga seen me on the trash truck and stood up on the brakes. You know that nigga drive around there with that bitch ass truck. That nigga seen me and whoa, stop the truck. What the fuck is the bread doing? Get it. I say, damn, my nigga, what you doing like that? He said, get. Then he went in there and got mad at the lieutenant. He said, man, they put the bread outside because I was already known inside of the building for being control of the black market coming out and said, he know who I am. So when he saw me outside, he said, not on the trash truck. No, you can't put that nigga because the trash truck, say, man, the trash truck go through the community. So it's like, man, they couldn't have did though. They couldn't have did. But you know what they did? They made me. But you know where I ended up working at? I worked at the wastewater treatment plant. So I had an even player job. You talking about a nigga with some immunity, nigga. I could walk on the water, nigga. Say, boy, I'm talking about I'm doing shit you ain't never seen done in prison. So the wastewater treatment guy, they got wells. You know what I'm saying? So the wastewater treatment, it's like we clean the water. So we got the what's it called, the bar screen where niggas be flushing everything. So you might be inside. Nigga might jam you up. You put your phone in a bag. You feel me? You send a kite to me. The laws come to you. You jam you up. You throw your phone down. Boom. You send a letter to me. Man, I shot my phone. I'm wastewater. You know this. They don't know that. I go. Your phone. All right, bet. So I go down to the bar and get your phone. You might have money, dope, and everything. The law's coming. Flush it down the toilet. Mayhem. It don't matter if they shut the water off. I'm catching everything. It's gonna come through the bar screen. So I'm catching everything that's not this big. So if you put it in the bag, if it's in the phone, you know what I'm saying? If it can make it down the toilet, don't worry about it. There's a 95% chance I'm gonna be able to get it back. Yeah. Just put it in the bag, bro. Wrap it up. You gonna have all the because you fucking with me. I'm gonna have you straight anyway. You had a cell phone, weed, dope, everything. Laws come on you. You gonna be right. Ain't nothing in here. You just practicing, nigga. This shit gone. Laws and randomly you said they took you to jail. You know what I'm saying? So that's the type of shit that go on in COVID. You talking about these niggas hustling hard and not failing. No fumbles going on. Niggas going to jail left and right, but if your team straight, you're flawless, bro.
Yeah, that shit be a fool though. That shit shot over my eyes.
So if you do got to do time,
I ain't bullshit.
Yeah.
That's my side unit, so they send me back.
I don't say I would. I would say don't do no time.
Man, listen, that shit a whole nother world, man.
It is.
That shit like it's a free world inside of the free world.
But see, Cofield is one of them units where it's a Dallas unit. You know what I'm saying? It really is a Dallas unit, and it could be a nigga worse nightmare. If you really a fraud, soft, powder puff ass nigga, Cofield is not the unit for you. It's the
hang
people.
themselves every day on trial. Every single day, somebody either successfully hang themselves.
People telling me, I told my girl they thought I was joking. They said, they were saying, how many people did you see die? I say, how many dead people did I see in prison? I said, bro, at least 20. I'm be straight up, at least 20. I said, I was SEG SSI. So I remember the first time I saw a dead person in SEG, I ran to the laws. You know, I was trying to get the laws. I'm the only motherfucker Russian. I'm the only motherfucker Russian.
I seen the law get stabbed with a spear.
Oh, yeah. Me too.
Nigga stabbed the law with a spear.
A spear? Yeah, what was his name? Sergeant Smelling? Oh, I seen all type of that. That's all. Yeah, I see.
It was lockdown. I was walking on the run.
So you got a sergeant?
Nah, it was just a regular law. The law told that nigga no some shit about a Johnny. Over a Johnny.
I remember you
probably was New York. Watch out, New York. This ain't for you, New York. This ain't for you.
You was over there with Sergeant Smelly on the trusted camp. You was over there with Smelly. He wasn't no sergeant. His name Was you on the trusty camp?
Oh,
Sandwich, nigga, fruit.
yeah.
Check this out. So a nigga, we going to town and Smelly.
Probably peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah. Damn. Nigga,
I'm talking about, he was on
nigga
the
yanked
trusty
that nigga
camp.
over there. Like what they
No,
when they first take you loose there, he took what they
Trusty camp.
with all that bread.
He used to be. Yeah, you probably don't even know him. But anyway, this motherfucking Smelly is an old law. These old laws is fucked up. A lot of times they put, I don't know if you remember, but they put a lot of these old convict laws to the trustee camp. But Smelly was one of the law. We going to child one day, and nigga, he say some fly shit to an inmate one day, and that's one day nigga was one trying to hit that shit. He took a broom and he cracked that nigga over his head, and when he cracked it, he broke it and made a spear. Like, you know, when you ever see the broom crack and it turns into a thing? Bro, so as soon as he cracked it, he turned around and jabbed that bitch, man. And he stabbed the sergeant, almost killed him. But he ended up, he lived. But I seen that shit right in front of me. And I think it might have been my broom that the nigga took. Because I'm an SSI. You feel me? And I don't know if I said, but it could have been my broom, but I'm not for sure. But nigga, that shit, seeing laws get fucked up. I've had to sleep with law. You know what I'm saying? Coming to the child hall, nigga say some fly shit, going to Telford Unit. Telford Unit is one of the most violent units you can be on, bro. And I came to Telford. I wasn't close custody. I was in the biggest ride in the state of Texas. I was on the Smith Unit in Lamesa, Texas in April of 2000. We had a ride with the Mexicans. I seen niggas hanging from the razor wire on the fence, bro, bleeding like a pig. You feel me? We had to go back to back with about 80 Mexicans for about 15 minutes before niggas broke into the tool shed and came out with axes and grubbing hoes and threw them over the fence to give us some goddamn leeway. I see a Mexican get his whole goddamn head cut off with an axe in prison. That's why I say, man, I seen some shit. But my thing is, coming from these streets, I'm from a day, nigga. This shit, we was doing some shit already before we got to prison, so that was right in hand to hand. But it wasn't nothing. It was not a cakewalk. Back when I went to prison, was different from today. When I walked into prison, they said, "Welcome to TDC. You're gonna fuck, fight, or bust a 60. Have a good day." And they usher you into the day room. Now they tell you, if you got anybody in the store, you call the police and this guy help you. This guy, they got a lot of help for you now. They got a rep for the extortion. But that's why I made it such a big point to come out and try to be an influence and an impact. Say, man, they took the violence. Say when I went to prison, that's what I'm saying. We can fight.
No more none of that.
Man, you try to send somebody some money right now in prison, you got to do all registering and all that.
Yeah, you got to do a lot.
You can't send a nigga no money no more. Yeah. Before you could just send anybody in.
You got to be on a nigga visitation list to send money.
White boy, playing with them niggas. Man, they fucked him up. He should have gave them niggas their money, fool.
I ain't gonna drop names, but it's a nigga out of H-Town. He tried to steal some white boy shit. That white boy knocked his ass out. Started the whole black and white. We in the whole black and white ride. But the nigga that's black, he wrong.
White boy. That white boy had two.
The nigga drop.
Had two. Bro, medicine.
Try to steal the white boy drop, man.
On the trustee camp.
He tried to steal the white boy drop. It was for somebody in the building. And he tried to steal the nigga drop. White boy hit that nigga one time, slapped his ass. They got back to the camp, and next thing you know, we out there in the softball field. White boys laid out everywhere.
Is this the one talking about so you was out there, had tore the whole softball field down?
I always did that, but we used to bury shit out there.
No, see that's why he
Now the softball field out there.
No,
he ain't tear that bitch down.
No, a boy just told me he tore the whole goddamn field down, bro. See, y'all don't even know. Before he got out there,
Look,
Tex was
me and Tex was there together.
Y'all was there.
Tex went home before me.
okay, so he told me he say, man, I told him, I say, bro, when this listen, bro, this motherfucker hat, say, man, did Hat kill somebody or he just said?
Nah, that's Brown.
Sergeant Brown. You know Sergeant Brown?
That nigga was on 2020.
You know Sergeant Brown? Say, bro, let me tell you, I ain't bullshit, man. Fuck Hat. But Sergeant Brown, that's my nigga. I fuck with
Sergeant Brown, the truth.
I fuck with Brown, my nigga. That nigga say,
that
man.
That was on 2020. His wife missing right now. They still ain't found that.
That wasn't his motherfucking wife. Stop playing,
Man,
man.
listen.
Shout out Sergeant Brown, Cofield, man. Shake down, Brown. Hey, man, you my boy.
Shake down, Brown.
Shake down, motherfucking Brown, man. Been around. Sergeant, say, man, he's really legend, bro. He's a convict boss, man. And I'm gonna tell you, boy, say, man, that motherfucking white boy. You know why that white boy love me? I know the Bible. he want to talk about the Bible, and he say, man, you really know the Bible? And I'm like, so I didn't know he was a preacher and all that, but this white boy murdered. He was in one of them cults or something. And but anyway, he's a sergeant at the U.
He can't never
Look, he laughing.
You said what?
Like a murderer.
He a murderer.
He's a murderer. He's a sergeant on the U. He's an officer. He beat the case. He can never be a police officer again, but they let him.
He can't go no higher than a sergeant.
Is that right?
That's his high ranking. That's it.
Did you see? Did you ever meet his wife now? The little skinny lady.
No. Oh no.
Yeah, he got a little. He's but when you first listen, let me tell you something. If you ever meet him, you probably won't like him. But if you get to know this motherfucker,
You know why he fuck with me?
bro, you gonna.
I told him, I said, Sarge, you gonna have to do what you gotta do. I ain't telling you.
He love men. If you a real serious motherfucker, you ain't trying to hear that shit. He gonna fuck with you. If you love your kids and you believe in God, he gonna fuck with you. He gonna believe. But if you up to some slick shit, hey man, he gonna be a bad. And that's what I'm saying. That's how Cofield is, man. It's just like I would tell him, like if I got something on me, listen to this. Shakedown Brown is a legend in popping people. You hear me? Shakedown Brown can. If I'm telling you, I had the relationship with Shakedown Brown right now. This is the type of him right now. He'll say, "Man, you got something on you?" I say, "Yeah." He say, "All right," and walk away.
No lie. I seen him telling niggas stuff to light up his ass. Get it out your ass.
Yeah. I seen him pop niggas with money. You know how easy it is to hide money? You know what I'm saying? But if he don't fuck with you, bro, this man is if he fuck with you, you ain't got to lie to him. But really, you can't care because he knew I didn't give a fuck. So when he's like, "Man, you got some weed on you," I'd be like, "Yeah," because he knew I was willing, whatever consequences come with what I'm doing, I'm willing to face it. What the fuck you do? Write a case, nigga? Fuck that. Write the case. I got it. What's up? What you gonna do? You gonna write the case? No, I ain't gonna do that because he don't want to be responsible for really causing no ruckus with me because he knows that a lot of laws on this Cofield fuck with me. So you fucking with me fucks up a lot of money. He know that. And he know who I am, and he knows that I'll never tell on nobody. I go to jail before I tell on the officers that I fuck with, but I don't fuck with nobody. But you know you need me because I help a lot of your officers who do struggle, who do come up here and barely make check to check. Because of us, they live a little bit better. They can afford their pay their cars, they paying their house, they taking their kids out, they buying their kids school because niggas like us is in there, making it do what it do, what they bring us. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's yeast is money. Yeast, nigga. So some people say, "I don't want to bring you no drugs. Just bring me some yeast." You know how much money yeast is in prison? Look at this nigga. He like, hell no. Yeast costs money? Hell yeah.
Just to make that hooch, huh?
Hell yeah. It's what you need to make hooch. And guess how much hooch is being made in prison? Tell them.
Every day. Listen, let me tell you something. You want prison money? Make a drop at the church behind the prison.
Oh, man. Hey, don't say that no more, man. Free the world. Don't say that. Free y'all Cofield, man. Shout out. I don't know about that. We don't talk about it.
Control it. Man, you know how you know something, but you can't do nothing about it.
They really can't do nothing about it. We ain't gonna talk about it though. The latest book is out.
That's what we're here for.
Yes.
That's what we're here for.
But that's what I'm saying. Coming from Cofield to being an author. So one of the main things about Maham the Mentor books is also I wanted to create a publishing company so I could reach back in there and help people who are doing time to say, man, write a book or find somebody in there to write a book and we'll publish that motherfucker and we you know what I'm saying? That's what we're really trying to do. That's what Maham the Mentor is all about. You feel me? Trying to get those people incarcerated, get them some products or something to promote and just get them to utilize their time. Imagine if you wrote a book while you was locked up. You know what I'm saying? And you probably could have got two or three niggas to write his book. Because niggas be around him want to hear his stories and shit. Man, goddamn, let's do something, man. I need some money. Nigga, you want to make some money, nigga, here, write this goddamn story. When I was 3, nigga, start get that nigga get to write like a motherfucker shit.
I'm talking you right.
I'm talking you right. I don't want to write. It's hard. That shit. Hey, man, I don't want to write. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want my kids to be manipulated. I don't want my ancestors and my people to be educated by somebody else. So that's why I wrote the damn book. I didn't write the book because I wanted to write it or I was trying to make some money. That's some information. That book should have already been wrote. These books should have already been wrote.
Yeah, you ain't lied though, and that shit some news that we can use, man. Tell us where we can get them or where they can go get them.
Well, these books are available on all online everywhere on Amazon. You know, of course, it's on Amazon. You know what I'm saying? But it's on
Stronger.
Yeah, because the black dollar stayed in the hood. Everything was black. You had to go to a black doctor. You had to go to a black school, a black theater, a black shoe store, a black area, a black grocery store. Everything was black owned. So when we desegregated, when Martin Luther King came into the game, he really encouraged us to shop with these white people, and that's kind of where we lost our economic power, and that's where we haven't been. You know, we bouncing back slowly but surely.
We was winning when they segregated us.
Say yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They segregated us. They thought they was, we started thriving.
So you think when they finally realized, well, shit, if they want to do that, they felt like it was more of a come up for them. You think they seen it right then and there?
No, that's why they used power to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about it. They bombed.
Police.
It ain't like Farmer Joe has a motherfucking plane with a bomb on it. They bombed.
I don't think that wasn't their plan, but they embraced it because they embraced it because they seen the overall economic gain from it. But white people had a plan for in case that was not to happen, and that was, if you were to get too successful, they would come down and they would disintegrate everything that you had. If you did become successful and you did not self-destruct by giving your money to them, they would come to your area and burn down 40 square blocks of area where black people had.
Episode, because that take me into taxes and everything.
No, I'm just saying.
I'm just
I want you to
saying,
think of the area. This is Tulsa, Oklahoma. Tulsa, Oklahoma. Greenwood was 40 square acres. That was 40 center blocks, like in our downtown area. Yeah, so that was a big area that they burned down. So I'm telling you that if white people would not have tricked us out of our money, they would have burned it and took it. They would have terrorized us out of it. They would have straight up strong-armed. They would have scared us out of it, and then they would have came over there and took it.
So one way or another,
We would have lost it. They would have tried to finagle us, or
Yeah, they would have on me though. But yeah, man, Black Masters everywhere. Great read. I read that motherfucker, man. Y'all need to go check it out. The homie Mayhem in the building. It's my nigga Blue. I'm the homie Lou Will. This is Sin City.
Bitch.